Hi, my name is Hana Rukaj. I am the founder of SYR Men's Skin and Laser Studio and Skincare for Men Only, and co-founder of For Her Med Spa in White Plains.
Hi, Hannah.
Hi, John.
Hi, how are you?
I miss you. It's been a minute.
I know. It's been 2 days.
Yeah.
How you
48
doing?
hours. Who's counting?
How are you?
I'm good. I'm tired. I am hungover.
You're hungover?
I am hungover
Why?
because I went to New York City last night to network.
And how'd that go?
Fantastic.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Networking is very important. I feel like not a lot of people still do it. Not enough people do it, or do it right.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
I agree.
Yeah.
You're going to wake me up in a little bit.
Yeah. That's
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'm
okay.
up. Let's go.
Good. Okay. So it went well then.
Hi. Yes, it did.
Good.
It
okay.
did. It did.
I was going to say, like, just talking about networking, like, we live in a world where, like, people just text and they don't want to talk to you and they just want to drop in DMs and everything. It's nice to do face-to-face and actually talk about all the good shit that you're doing, right?
Well, yeah, I need to vibe with someone. You can't vibe on the phone. You can't vibe on Zoom. Like, it's just, you need that human, I wouldn't say touch because you're not touching them, but you got to feel that energy. You have to be around and figure them out. You know, it's anyone can type anything.
Yeah.
You know, and they can say what you want to hear, but when you're around them, you can tell if it's truthful or if it's just BS.
True.
You know?
True. Talk to me about your background. And it's funny because you're talking about touch and what you do and everything, but it's meaningful what you do. And as someone who doesn't, sorry, I'm getting all emotional. For someone who doesn't really take care of himself in terms of self-care, and I think that was the first thing that I said to you, right? When I went to SYR. Talk to me about your background, but work your way from now to then, because I really want you to talk about what you're doing now.
So, SYR has been a passion project since 2013. It's when I first created the brand. And I saw that there was a need in the men's market. I noticed that at that time, nobody was really in it. It was either like Dove for men or it was Clinique for men, but there was no true male-focused own brand in skincare and in services. Every spa at that time was female-centric. So about 2 years ago, 3 years ago now, I started a med spa, walked away from that business and said, if I don't bring SYR back and do it now, when am I ever going to do it? So I went kind of full force and bootstrapped this little project because I had very little funding at the time in order to do it. So I started with one laser. I had one room inside of a men's high-end barbershop and figured, okay, if I'm going to focus on men, we're better than a men's high-end barbershop. And so we started there. Then I relocated this past November. And it's been a great move. But during that time, because I've been in the industry for 22 years, and I have a whole network of clients, friends, a lot of female clients, we decided to, instead of basically leaving that money on the table, create a sister brand, which is For Her. So we have SYR, spelled SYR. Y represents the Y chromosome. We're unique to a man's DNA. Everything we do is male-focused, specific to his needs. And then we did For Her with the number 4, because the 4 represents the team that started this. Me, Taylor, Lena, and Erlinda. So I wanted to like pay homage because they were like troopers throughout this startup journey, because startups are tough.
And you're in White Plains?
We're in White Plains. We're opening up in New York City next month on Broadway and 25th above the old 4040 Club.
Nice. Your original spot was also in White Plains?
Yes, on Court Street. And then we relocated to the Switch to 10 building, and we are located inside the Arc Suites.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the vibe going to be like in New York?
Right now, it's a single suite. And I have a lot of clients from New York City. I have a lot of influential friends, you know, from the music industry, and they do their best to come up to Westchester, but New York City is so convenient for them.
Sure.
And New York City's back. I did an event there back in December, and when I left that night, I said, I got to come back into New York. I've always been, well, my businesses have been in New York City, so now it's time.
So, such a slogan. New York is back.
It
You
is
sound
back.
like Mayor Adams.
No, it really is
But he
back.
wouldn't say that.
Yeah.
He wouldn't
But
say
it's-
anything. But what is your background exactly? Because you're saying music.
So
And
I
like
have.
my ears perked.
I know. Well, I
Yeah.
have a passion for music.
Same.
Music is my art.
Yeah.
So music is everything to me. You know, it can lift you. It can make you cry. It can get you emotional. It can make you laugh. But music, almost of every genre, makes me happy.
Yeah.
I don't like country. I'm sorry. I've yet to vibe with it. Maybe I haven't found the right artist.
It's pretty funny because I say the same thing differently, probably not as eloquently as you just did, but I always come back to like, not so much country too. I'd like to. I would probably go to a country concert. I'm willing to give anything a chance. I always come down to that too.
I can't.
Sorry,
They're like, let's go to
sorry,
Nashville.
everybody.
I'm like, yeah, no.
Yeah.
I'd rather go to the city, go to Brooklyn.
I'm sure there's some good country though.
It's not
You probably
on my
have to-
vibrational wave.
You probably have to look for it, and I don't have enough time to look for it.
Yeah, my daughter listens to it, and just
Yeah.
I'm like, change the station.
It's fine.
It's fine.
You
We're
know
not
who's
gonna
not
talk.
fine? Jelly Roll. It's enough of that guy. Can I just say that?
You can.
That guy is everywhere. Enough of Jelly Roll. I don't know where the cameras are, but enough. Sorry.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
Let's bring back Eminem. He is back though, but okay.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead. I
Yes.
digress.
No. So music's
He's not
always
going to watch
been-
this anyway.
You know what it was? I was going to nightclubs since 1993. I was 16 years old. And from 1993, really up until 2009, before I got married and had my kids, I was out every night of the week. When I lived in Westchester or I lived in the city, it was just, there was always somewhere to go. There was the Monday night spots, Tuesday night, Wednesday night. Every night had a designated nightclub, bar. It was actually more nightclubs than anything else. And
Sure.
I enjoy dancing. That's like my therapy. So by going out and being in the scene, I made a lot of contacts that now, fast forward 30 years later, a lot of those people that I met back then have all elevated their status in different categories in business, but a lot of it had to do with music.
But how'd you get into this field?
This field, it was 2003, and I was working for someone, and they had a spa inside their house, and I saw the amount of money, and it was money driven at first, completely money driven.
Yeah.
I went to aesthetic school. I dropped out because I ended up getting a job as a manager in a spa, and I never looked back.
Okay.
And it just, in the beginning, it was money driven, but once you're in the spa and you see what an impact you can do on someone, whether it is a massage or a facial or even Botox, you know, that person ideally walks out happier than when they first came in. And it makes you feel good.
But, and I want to, let me rewind.
Yeah.
Did you ever go in the music field in any way, shape, or form? Or
No,
just
I had
music's
just-
always like just good therapy?
Great therapy, and
Yeah.
I had just a lot of friends in the industry, so
Yeah.
I had a lot of insights, you know, and being invited to like all the cool parties, all the album release parties.
Yeah.
You know, we just sponsored one a couple of weeks ago for NEMS SYR. Love you, NEMS.
Yeah. So now going back to your point about like feeling good and all that, you said something about your own, about SYR. I had never had a facial before, right? And I went to SYR or I had one before.
Yeah.
There is a stigma like for guys going in and I have had like services before, and it's like it feels weird and not going to SYR, but like I'm probably not going anymore. Like there's some of that is gone, right? I would think. I don't know. But like I remember like I got a manicure at one point in my life, and it was just like it felt like the weirdest thing.
And it shouldn't.
But
I had this conversation today.
But
Like,
it feels like
legit, we had
it
this-
feels like you're crashing a party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But or your manhood's being taken away.
Yeah.
And that's the
It
biggest.
didn't when I went to SYR. Like it feels like a different vibe, but there is always that stigma that like you're crashing a party, you shouldn't be here, or like it's too feminine. Your manhood's being taken away, like you said.
Yeah. So
Why is that?
Hence,
Society?
this is what I don't understand, because barbers have been around forever, and they've been using hot towels Hot towels is part of steaming your face, is part of a facial. You're basically getting a facial after getting shaved, right? It's just a different form, and it's self-care. You're grooming yourself.
Right.
So why, when someone maintains and is well-groomed, why would their manhood be questioned?
I think it's a society. I think it's a society thing.
I don't know, because then you have guys trimming their beards and they're getting all tiny, and that's not being questioned. Why? Because you have a beard, it makes you more manly, because you're like all, like it should. But it's about being groomed. And at the end of the day, as a woman, you always want to prefer a man that's like well-groomed, clean.
Sure.
You know, it kind of, as opposed to unclean, smelly. You know, you get an option to choose. You want the clean guy, you want the smelly guy.
Right.
You gotta go towards the clean guy.
Yeah.
You know, it's stupid. I think at this point it's stupid. What I do like now, what I'm noticing with the younger generation, because of social media, there's access to information, and their young boys now are taking care of themselves. They're washing their face with proper products. They're asking about products or ingredients, or they care about their looks in a healthy way.
Right.
And they will then grow and age, always maintaining their grooming, which is good. Also, back in the day, they really weren't. Where did you go for? There was no men's skincare. You had CVS and you had Allspice, Old Spice.
Old Spice. Yeah.
And what else did you have? Axe was years later. Brute. So you had soap on a bar, Irish Spring. Like those were your options.
Soap on a rope.
Yeah.
Remember that
soap on a rope? I do remember that shit. You know, so those were your options, right? And shaving cream.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
But you went down the female line, and it was like 22 different moisturizers, and then this cream and that cream, and vitamin A, and vitamin B, and vitamin C, and hyaluronic, and everything else underneath the sun. But men had like this much space, and women had like 3 aisles of stuff.
So I guess that's the opposite end of the coin with social media, because there's a lot of pressure with social media. But some of the good maybe that's coming out of social media is like guys actually wanting to take care of themselves and look good.
Yeah.
I guess.
And they flex.
Yeah.
They're flexing that they look good, that they maintain themselves. You know? And we get, I don't know if this is the proper term, we get the guy's guy in our space. You know, we get the musicians, we get the rappers, we get the workout guys, the fitness guys. You know, we also get the businessmen. So it's just it's a norm now. And if you're not doing it, you know, you're missing out.
But you also take a different approach, too, because it's not like you just go. So I was very surprised when I went because I got a facial, but there was a massage, and it was just like I was put at ease. I'm a very, like, nervous person. Yeah. Not nervous, but stressed. I think I'm not a nervous person. I'm pretty confident, but I'm very stressed. I have the weight of the world on my shoulders all the time. You know me well enough.
We're like twinning, I think.
Yeah. I'm very stressed all the time. But I was put at ease right away. I didn't expect the chair to be a massage chair. I didn't expect, you guys kind of go to the extra mile. I don't know if that's a thing with everybody or if that's like a personal touch with you.
So let's rewind. When I went to aesthetic school back in 2003, when I first learned about facials, and it was about the human touch. Technology wasn't where it is today. Technology then in 2003 was like a microdermabrasion machine, something manually to exfoliate your skin, if you don't know what that is, and a couple other little devices, but that's about it on technology. So everything was about the human touch. Fast forward, technology hits the aesthetic market, from laser hair removal devices to, you know, treating acne, doing this. I mean, there's a machine for everything at this point. And now those same machines you have for home use. That didn't exist then. The problem that I faced, because I was partners in a chain of med spas, was that it became too clinical. Like, you missed the pampering part. So what we try to do is we try to, you know, touch your soul by having that human touch, but also treat your skin. Like, that's kind of like we're trying to bring the two together. And then trying to do those little individual details of, we are table massages, right? And you can choose the speed, you could put the heat on, you know, we have the candles lit, you know, she does a manual head, face, hand, shoulder massage, but she's also treating your skin.
Right.
Like, your skin is gonna glow. Like, you're gonna look good by the time you're done, and you're gonna feel good. Like, that's like the whole goal of it all. Because up in a lot of places now, they lay you on a bed, and there's a lot of great machines. And they just, 30 minutes, they're cleaning you, deep vacuum, hydrofacial and all these other devices. And that's great. But it's like, that's what I just invested an hour of my time.
Right.
So if you're going to spend an hour, you're going to invest 1 hour of your life with us, we got to bring our A game on.
Right. But there's also like no human touch in the other.
No, because you're in and you're out.
Right.
It's just turnover. You're in and
or
you're out.
personal touch, really.
Yeah.
Or both, I guess.
Personal
right?
touch, yeah.
Personal touch?
Personal touch. There's no, because there's no human touch. It's like we've gotten so far away with technology, and that's, I think, going back to networking. You can't network on a Zoom because there has to be, you got to be able to feel that energy. I'm all about energy and people's vibes, and you got to be able to read a person. Look at their body language. If you're just at a camera and you're looking from here up, you don't know what's going on. They could just be making remarks like, "Oh, screw what they're saying."
I think like everything is done for us now.
Yeah.
Like when I do social media too.
Yeah.
So I don't use templates. I edit my own videos.
Yep.
I could easily create a reel, run it through a template and post it. But no, I want to actually take pride in my. It's going to sound douchey, but I actually want to put in the effort. I actually want it to come out the way that I want it to come out, and not kind of run it through a template. And there's so many shortcuts.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to take them, and I get it, but I don't like taking the shortcuts.
Yeah.
I like taking the hard. That's probably why I have anxiety. But I really, it's something that.
But you're also very talented. You understand branding. You're very creative.
Yeah. Thanks.
People use those apps because I've done them when I had to do it because I don't have the bandwidth, time, the energy to do it. And so there's shortcuts, right? We're shortcutting something that if you're representing a brand and putting it at the forefront, you have to take the time. And we switched that up. We're not.
Yeah.
I was very fortunate to have a camera guy, Mike Press, that comes in and records for us.
Yeah.
And then we just post. We do all collabs. I'm not posting anything just to post anymore.
Yeah.
Our feed will just be collaborations because I want people to see what it actually looks like and real people receiving a service.
Right.
It's a little bit different.
Right. So what services do you offer for men and women?
So for SYR, our trademark service is laser barbering. We use a laser hair removal device, FDA-approved portable laser. We can go to someone's house with it as well, travel with it, and we complement the barber. So we can follow the barber shape. So for men that have those sharp lines, they have a specific shape, we can follow it so we can permanently reduce the amount of hair in that area. We could do front of the neck, back of the neck. We could do the whole body, but laser barbering really refers to from this neck to the face up.
Okay.
And then we do hair rejuvenation with stem cells and exosomes. We do facials. Our signature treatment is the urban detox. Urban skin treatment.
That's what I got.
Yeah, that's what you got.
Yep.
Microneedling.
Okay.
I should have brought a menu. Oh my God, you would think these were just rolls.
It's
What happens
totally
when you're
fine.
hungover and 3 hours of sleep, by the way?
It's totally fine.
Yeah. You'll just edit some
You're
shit
doing
in
fine.
there.
I'm leaving this on as is.
All
No,
right,
I'm
let's
not.
do this.
Whatever.
Oh,
Maybe
shit.
I'll
Fuck
leave it. I don't know.
We're allowed to curse, right?
What?
We're allowed to curse?
Fuck shit.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Trying to be my best behavior, and it's not
It's
working.
fine.
I get tongue-tied when I try to curse and try to stop myself from cursing. Laser hair removal, laser barbering, facials, hair rejuvenation. Those are like Botox for men,
Okay.
also known as Brotox. I'm starting to not like that word a little bit too much. It's a little been played. And fillers for men because some men do want it.
Okay.
And then on the flip side, we do the same for females, but we tweak the services. So we have the For Her signature facial, and all our facials, even though they have the same name, your experience will never be the same because your skin is never the same as its last visit. So our team is left up to their own devices to figure out what that person needs at that specific day. So it's not like, 5 minutes of this, 3 minutes of this, 4 minutes of that. It's like, no, because they could be redder, more sensitive today, or they have drier skin, or there's acne. Well, we need to spend more time doing this versus doing that. So it'll never be the same, and don't ever expect it. And if you're getting the same treatment every single month, find a new place or come to SYR or For Her.
Now, how does it work? do you constantly look at the industry for like new services to add, or like how does that work? I'm totally ignorant when it comes to this.
So
what's the hip new thing going on?
So the hip new thing, I tried it last week, and we did microneedling with salmon sperm, PDRN.
Salmon
yes,
sperm.
Salmon sperm, yes. It's so
all the kids are doing it. Salmon
they
sperm.
are. It's like the biggest thing.
It's the
I
thing.
can't pronounce the scientific name. PDRN stands for poly something nucleotides.
Okay.
But it helps regenerative. So you do microneedling, and it drives it into the skin, causes microchannels, helps with cellular turnover, wrinkles, fine lines, all that good stuff.
Okay.
So far, we've been happy with the results.
Okay.
But for men, it's been the hair exosome treatments that we're definitely seeing a big improvement in men's thinning hair.
Okay.
Making the hair follicles thicker and starting new growth. But again, it varies from person to person.
How often do you like treat yourself to like spa treatments?
When
you're probably running around.
I do, but I have a great team. They're like, sit down.
Okay.
So I'll do laser once a month. I do my facial once a month, and I just did my microneedling last week.
Okay.
I was never this active, but I'm 48, pushing 50, and I'm like, you know,
so
I got to be careful.
So do you see similarity? Like, so when I walked out after the service, when I served in the military, when I like walked out of there, I felt like a really good energy that I would liken to like, I don't know, like not the same, but like an infrared sauna treatment, or like I don't do this often. Remember, I don't take care of myself, but like, or like after like, I don't know, like if I went in a plunge pool after like going in a sauna or whatever. Don't do this often, but like, what feeling does it give you when you go for any treatment or whatever? Would you liken any of this to like a night of dancing or something? Do you get the same vibes?
No, there's nothing that compares to dancing. There is nothing. No? That's me releasing all my stress.
Okay.
And I just leave it on the dance floor.
Okay.
So I don't take it out on anyone else around me.
Okay.
It's my therapy.
Okay.
It really is.
So is this a form of therapy for you?
So this is a form of therapy for me, but, more so, again, I'm pushing 50. I have to take care of myself. I do represent beauty brands. So you have to walk the walk and talk the talk. But like I said, I have a great team that reminds me, get your ass here, lay down, shut the door. They take my phone away. Like, I got a dope team that they're just like, they take care of me. They make sure that I'm taking care of myself.
That's a great team.
Yeah, they really are. Like, I always say it. I'll go toe to toe with anyone's team. Team for team, like, my girls are the best.
Yeah. So what happens next? So you have the city, and the city's just SYR, right?
No, it's going to be SYR times for her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
SYR times for her, and we're going to start and slowly build up. I've done so many build outs. I've done construction. I've done, anywhere from 700 square feet to 5,000 square feet facilities, and it's just, I don't want to deal with construction anymore. So thankfully enough, there are companies that have salon suites that do all the work for you. And listen, you want to build your business to build out, not to build in. I don't want to worry about filling up rooms. I want to worry about finding more rooms to rent.
Right.
And so take it small. And right now the waters are still a little bit, financial space, a little bit choppy. A couple of months, hopefully everything will calm down, God willing. Let's all knock on some wood.
Yeah. I hope there's wood under here.
I hope so too, but whatever. I know there's some in here.
Yeah.
But and then we just take it from there. I've done this so many times where it's kind of like, I know my goal right now is just focusing on building the brand. Once you build the brand, the money will come. And hence with all the collaborations and get everyone coming in through the door and making sure I won't allow anyone to post unless they really love the service. And I have this conversation all the time. Come in, get the service. If you love it, then let's do the collab and let's post. If you don't, no love lost. It was great to have you, but we haven't had that. We haven't had that. We haven't had that experience. Everyone's coming back, thank God.
But why do you think, not just for guys, like just, what's your advice for people who don't have like a dope team, like a good, and I don't mean this like just work related, but like who don't have like a support system of people like telling you like, hey, you deserve this, and just chill out and do this. Like, how do you get people in the door to take care of themselves? Sales pitch.
Sales pitch. So we could use social media, but
no, I mean, but like in a good way.
It's a great question because it's become, since the pandemic, self-care is the new norm.
Mm-hmm.
So that's okay. You're not what's the word? Vain because you take care of yourself. It's just now you have to take care of yourself, because if you don't take care of yourself, who's going to take care? How can you take care of someone else if you don't take care? And sometimes if you're going through so much, and everyone's going through something, that 1 hour on the bed, zoned out, and you're going to look better afterwards. So if you look good, you feel good. But we try to make sure that not only do you look good, we're going to make you feel good, and then you're going to feel good because how you look. So there's that double down on feeling good, that mental health aspect of it. That's like our goal. And it's just reminding people, like, take the hour out. You deserve it. You want to look better and feel better? Give us an hour.
I like it.
Yeah.
Sounds like a motto. Sounds like.
That was an old David Barton gym, I think. No, that was Equinox. Look good naked. Look better naked.
No, wasn't it like fitness is life or something?
No, I thought it was Equinox. Look better naked. Right?
Was it?
They had all those ads.
They're not that creative.
That was back in the day.
Was it?
Yeah, that's before they got bought out.
Oh,
when they were able to do risque advertising. And New York City was a different.
They're pretentious. Fuck them.
Multi-billion-dollar company. Hey.
I know.
If you're looking for any more acquisitions.
I was going to say, you're not ruffling any feathers. They're not going to give me anybody.
Yeah. But New York City is definitely next step.
Okay.
Then we're going to start focusing more back on, I have my own skincare line, Skincare for Men Only by SYR. So we're going to start pushing that out in the next 90 days. So let me ask you this then.
Sure.
Let me flip it on you.
Flip it.
Because now that you came.
Yeah.
You never thought about ever getting a facial or ever doing any of that?
No, it's funny because the extent of my self-care for myself was, this is pre-COVID.
Okay.
I went to infrared saunas. Not often, but when I did, I felt better.
Okay.
And that was it. I used to meditate, and then I had kids, and then I found every excuse in the book, like, oh, I don't have time anymore, which is bullshit.
Yeah.
You can always find time. And then about 1.5 years ago, I joined a gym and got in shape, and I love it now. And now I'm a gym rat. So like, that's what I allow myself for self-care.
Okay.
But like, because like my mind goes off when I'm at the gym. So like I can actually just focus on working out, and then that's it. But in terms of like, let me get a facial, let me get a massage or any of that, nope. I don't stop. And usually anytime I'm getting like a massage or like acupuncture or something, I've fucked up my back or done something. So that's usually what it's tied into.
Yeah.
So yeah.
There's a reason. It was a purpose as opposed to, hey, let me treat myself.
Yeah, it's like,
yeah.
So why dancing? Like, why did you take to dancing? And I can't dance, so I'm always envious of people who dance. I can't sing either, and like that's why I interview musicians.
No, I'm now a firmer believer, because I didn't understand in the beginning about vibrations and the wavelengths and how music, like, it just, if it's the right beat and it goes through me, it just like pushes me. Like, it's the strangest thing. And the other night at your event, and I'm not a big rock and roller at all. I've always been between hip hop and house music.
Sure.
But they were playing they were playing the guitar, but the way some of the beats hit, I was like, oh, this is dope.
Yeah.
Like you exposed me to a new genre. Like, like
the setting helps too, because you're kind of you're forced to listen.
I wasn't care about the setting. The setting meaning I'm not knocking the setting.
Yeah.
I was so in tune.
But I mean, but I thought maybe because you're hearing it. No,
I felt it.
Okay.
It's not. It wasn't. I think that's what it is with me and music. Like, I feel it. Like, it touches my soul. Like, it just gets me going.
What kind of music do you listen to? You said
hip hop and house music. I could flip from one genre to the other.
So
and everything.
Name me some artists that you listen to.
On the house side, I listen to like Black Coffee is my number one. That's what we play at the spa, because I think he hits that certain what is it, the wavelength or what, the
I get what you're
vibrations and
saying.
stuff. Like it just hits differently. It can soothe you, but it can lift you. And then I can go to like James Hype and get a little bit more hardcore and faster and beater. And they could be, it's just different DJs, different. It depends on the mood, like, and I like original, like Frankie Knuckles back in the day, Jungle Brothers, Girl, I'll House You. I could go from there to Hugh, Girl, I Adore You. So I can now Afro House or Jungle Beats. I was always big on like Jungle Beats music. Like, always. And then there's, hip hop and there's, Biggie. That's just, anybody hears that beat. It's just, everyone gets on their feet. Like it excites you. There's that like energy level, Obviously Eminem, like he's dope, 50, Jay-Z, Nas, Mobb Deep, Mary J, Method Man. It's like all that 90s hip hop because...
Are you a Beastie Boys?
I love the Beastie Boys. I saw them in New York City when I lived in the city. It was 2007, I think, when they were in 2007, 2008, when they were in Central Park.
I've seen them the most of any other music act in concert. Seen them the most.
They're dope.
I can't even tell you how many times.
No Sleep Till Brooklyn. Brass Monkey. I mean, we can go.
Paul Revere.
Oh, we should play it. We got there a little bit in the background when we launched the episode. But I just love because that era music, and I think this is why I have an issue with the newer artists. They wrote for what they felt, which is why I liked your two guys the other night. It's because they're telling true life, what they feel, what they've experienced, and they always had a real legit story as to where the song came from, the genesis of the song, right?
Sure.
So it's that authenticity. Music now is about analytics. Well, we know, look at the data points, and the data shows that if you use this word X amount of times, you're going to get more views, but it's not real. Which is why if you just stay authentic and true to yourself, you have longevity. And that's where goes to our company, to our brand. We're just true to ourselves. Like, I know I got a dope team. What we do, let's stay true to ourselves so we'll have longevity. And, I look at music that way, but it's like the real artists.
Right.
It's, and then when there's crossovers, there's nothing better than a crossover.
Yeah.
Run DMC and what's his name?
I was going to say Aerosmith.
Aerosmith. The number one crossover ever collab. Like, I think that started
everything.
Everything. And so house music now will collab. Like I'll hear DJs mixing in like reggae songs or like rap songs, and it's like dope because it puts a spin on it. Like it wakes you up. Like it's
like a good wrestling run-in.
It's
you
dope.
ever watch wrestling back in the day?
So funny story. My mother, who is 74,
very
sick, but she will make sure she watches wrestling. She'll be like, it's 8 o'clock, put on TV or whatever stations they're on, We've been watching it since, remember on Saturday nights on Channel 4?
Yeah.
Back in the day, Saturday night.
Main event?
Yeah.
Yep. Do you know that I wrote Jimmy Snuka's autobiography?
No.
Yeah.
That's insane. Superfly Snuka.
And it was
Saturday mornings just watching it, even it was so outrageous, but it was entertaining. And even to this day, you still think, because when you see them make the move, you're like,
wrestling. I miss 80s.
Oh my God. Andre the Giant, Hulk Hogan.
I spoke for a long time with Franjez about
really?
Wrestling. Yeah, the two of us are.
You should have my mom on here and talk about wrestling. Cause she'll tell you about everybody.
Do you have a favorite song? That's kind of hard to do. But do you have a go-to? Do you have if you could have so if you're a wrestler and this is my last question to you because this is really a strange question. I love it.
Go ahead.
If you're a professional wrestler, what song is your entrance theme song?
Jungle Brothers, Girl, I'll House You.
Okay.
That's that was my go. Because I used to dance in battle, so that would be let's do this.
Fuck. Do you have any footage of that shit?
No, I wish I did. That's the difference. You
There's
weren't
no
allowed.
phones.
You weren't allowed cameras in the nightclubs. You were not allowed cameras in nightclubs. We would go to factory and we would try disposable cameras, and they would take them from you at security. So there was never footage because there was the amount of drugs people were doing, and then they didn't want any evidence. Now it's insane. Everyone's just It also killed the vibe though too.
I was gonna say nothing's authentic then.
Nope.
Then you're playing it up to the camera.
Yeah.
Nothing's real.
We went New Year's Day.
Then you're not really dancing for you anymore.
No, we went to Storehouse in Brooklyn. It was the first time. New Year's Day, I said, you know what? I left all the tragedies and tears in 2024. I said 2025, every day when I wake up, I'm going to do what makes me happy. So I said, screw it. I'm going to go out dancing. So I go with my cousin and his wife, and the place was packed. 7 p.m., New Year's Day, we're in Brooklyn Navy Yards, and it was like a cult. I would hear great songs, and we're off to the side, and we're dancing, having a good time, and all you would see is everyone with their phone like this, snapped at the DJ, and it's like, are you even feeling what's going on?
Yeah.
Like, they don't feel, you think you're saving a memory.
Yeah.
That's not a memory. Memories you don't forget, because once it's stored in a feeling, you may forget about it for a minute, but it'll always be able to be sparked. Like, we could still talk about Twilo, Carl Cox, and Danny Tenaglia. This was in 97, 95. Oh my God, 96? 94, 95, 97,
okay.
That era. Like, we just all remembered that night. I can't remember the year, but we all can remember because it was just dope.
I went to a Strokes concert at the Capitol Theater, and he said, Julian Casablancas said to the crowd, everyone was holding their phones up, and he was like, what did he say? He goes, I'm right here. You don't need your phones. He goes, I'm right here. He didn't say put them away or anything. That's all he said, and people just put their phones down. Like you're living it right now.
Yeah.
I wish I could take that advice though.
I mean,
all the time.
I do that. I can't do it with the phone and stuff. I have a bad habit.
When I'm at a concert, I do this. So really? I don't care how I'm filming it. I want to capture it and remember it, but I'm watching. So I don't know what I'm getting. I just know I'm getting something.
Yeah.
But I want to like live in the moment.
Wednesday night at your event, I just took a couple of screen recordings, and then I started to feel their music, and I was just like, I was in it. I put it away. I was like, I'm in it. Except my kids were texting me, and that's the one thing I was like, oh, go away.
Same deal. When I went to SYR, I put it on airplane mode.
Yeah.
I don't need to be bothered. Brought that shit full circle, baby. So if people came with taglines, what would yours be? Like movies, what would yours be?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I like it. Okay.
We're all about the yes, sir.
I like it.
There we go.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me.